Hey, hey, welcome on everyone. All right, this week's training is really, really good. I hope that you've been enjoying these weekly trainings because these are so life-giving if you tune in and pay attention, implement all the things. So today we're talking about, do you want a map to success? Literally learning how to map yourself straight to success. We're going to talk about some of the simplest and most powerful ways that you can lead yourself straight to success. And these aren't secrets, you guys. These are things that strategies, that have probably been shared with you in some way or another, but maybe you just weren't ready to hear it. Maybe your business wasn't ready. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to hear these things a couple times over for them to really stick. And sometimes when you're just not ready to hear the information, it's not going to resonate. So hopefully today's the day because we're talking about mapping your way to success and how simple it really can be. So in a nutshell, mapping your way to success is first getting in alignment. Getting in alignment with yourself, who you are, what you want, how you're going to operate, who you're showing up as, right? So get in alignment. Secondly, optimize your platforms. Have your social media work for you. Sometimes it can be as simple as people just click, click, click. They found you. Oh my gosh, now they're buying from you. Because if you do it in a way that really optimizes what you have to offer and you keep it super, super simple for them, you'll start to discover that people are showing up on your email list, buying your products, connecting with you. And to you, you're like, whoa, that kind of came out of nowhere, but it didn't come out of anywhere, right? It came out of you optimizing your platform to be as simple and as straightforward as possible. So all they had to do was click through all of the funnels to find you, to buy from you, to work with you. After that, we're going to talk about identifying your dream client. And to be completely transparent, what we're talking about today could be hours of content, which is why the Sexy and Soulful Branding Academy is open and available for people that want to have that conversation. So if you are someone that is like, this 30-minute training is like just scratching the surface, I need more, then put SSB in the comments below because the Branding Academy will absolutely be for you. That's something that we're going to be doing live training sessions on, and that's not happening in this group. So only people in the Academy are going to be able to access that information. So identifying your dream client. This is huge. I was so stuck on who my dream client was for so long. And there are so many women that I'm in business coaching groups with, that I connect with on a daily basis, that are still seeking and searching and evolving their dream client, right? Once you really identify your dream client, it's not going to be that forever because you, as a human, as a CEO, right, you're evolving. Your dream client is going to evolve with you. And so it is sort of ever changing, but having that core identifying factors of who she is really going to help you get super, super crystal clear on your messaging. Then we're going to dive into, where's she at? Where's your dream client hanging out at? How are you going to find her? Right. And then, of course, connect with her, support her. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is all of those pieces of the puzzle are what make your map to success. So let's dive in. If you don't already know me, my name is Sarah Glenn. I am the CEO and creator of Social Jane Media. And this is my opportunity to really mentor you to creating that sexy and soulful brand that is attracting your dream clients and scaling your business. So I'm so glad that you're here and I'm so glad that you're tuning into today's training. So first off, getting into alignment. What does this mean, right? This means that when you come across any kind of situation, you're making a decision, you're putting content out there, that you feel completely aligned with what you're doing. You just know there's this knowingness that you're like, yeah, This is exactly how I should say this. This is exactly how I should be showing up. This is the decision I should be making. I know it with every fiber of my being. That's alignment. Now, sometimes, obviously, we make choices that are not necessarily fully in alignment, but you kind of have to just go with your gut and trust the process. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But how do you get yourself into alignment and sort of operate in what I like to call the flow? How do you do that on a regular basis? Well, for me, it's meditation, 100% meditation. If you've been following my stories, I talk about meditation a lot. Even in my content, I talk about meditation a lot on like my personal page. It's incredibly transformative. So a lot of the time, we are always seeking answers outside of ourselves, right? It's human nature for us to assume that if we are feeling confused and if we don't know the answer, that someone else has got to have it, right? That's not really true. All of the answers that you seek, all of them, even you showed up today to watch this because you were like, I want to learn how to map my path to success. All right. Yes, I'm going to help guide you and get you there, but the actual answers, they're already inside of you. But typically, we are not quiet enough to even hear them. We don't even give ourselves permission to be heard by our own selves. And this is just something that is become the norm for most people. So I am very, very adamant about flipping the paradigm on what it means to seek answers, trust your gut, get into alignment. It absolutely has to do with self-awareness and allowing yourself, your subconscious, to be heard. We are incredibly intelligent beings, but so often we doubt ourselves and we just assume that, like I mentioned, if we're feeling stuck and feel like we don't know the answer, instead of even giving ourselves a chance to discover the answer within us, we immediately are turning outward and saying, someone help me, here's my problem, someone help me. But you have the answer. You are the one who is going to know what is right for you, and you are going to be the one that can say, yeah, this is in alignment with me. Nobody else can do that for you. You're the one who has to discover that for yourself. And that's why meditation is so powerful. So what I've been doing lately is I used to only do a 5-minute meditation. So start small. If you're not used to meditation, that's okay, right? We all start somewhere. So I started with like 3 minutes, then I moved up to 5 minutes. Now I'm doing 15 or 20 minutes every single day. And you guys, that 15, 20 minutes flies by so fast. It's insane. I'm in like a whole other dimension. And then all of a sudden my timer goes off and I'm like, whoa, but wait, let me add more time because I need to get myself back into my physical body, and I don't want to do that in such a jarring way. So I'm working on getting better about the actual flow of how my meditation practice occurs, right? In my mind. Um, but yeah, I meditate every day, 15 to 20 minutes. And if you're watching this right now and you're like, I don't have 15 to 20 minutes to dedicate to myself, well, then I would like to present a harsh reality. If you don't have 15 minutes to spend on yourself, then you are not living a life for yourself. Like, if you don't have 15 minutes to spend on yourself, that's not a life. You have got to make time for yourself. Otherwise, you will always be stretched too thin. Always. You can't pour from an empty cup. I mean, it's just like it's a phrase that's been said 1,000,001 times, and it's still true. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So, meditation for me is, I could talk about it for hours, but the way that I've started my practice was, if you're not super familiar with meditation, start with a guided meditation. This is such a great way to get your, like, dip your toe in the water and allow somebody else to guide you through that process. I do actually have a guided meditation. It's totally free. So if you want it, put guided meditation in the comments below. I'll get you the link. I think it's about 9 or 10 minutes long. So seriously, you have 10 minutes in your day to dedicate to yourself. And if you don't, then you know what? You need to delegate something to somebody else so you can find 10 minutes for yourself because it's important. So start with guided meditation. It's a really good way to dip your toe in the water, get familiar with it. And I would really challenge you to do a meditation practice. Like, give yourself a goal of saying, okay, I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes or, 10 minutes with the guided meditation. I'm going to do it every single day for 5 days in a row, or I'm going to do it for 14 days in a row. I'll be honest. The 2 week mark is really when transformation starts to happen. But give yourself that goal. Give yourself the permission to do something for yourself that you know is going to produce a result, even if you don't know how. That's not the important part. The how is never the important part. The how will always be worked out. You just trust that the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, right? The how is always worked out. But meditation is one of those things that allows you to quiet your physical just long enough for your subconscious to come through and to finally be heard. I mean, that's the essence of you, right? Your subconscious is just below the surface and it's quiet. It whispers. So in order to be heard, you need to be quiet. Otherwise, you're never, ever going to give it the chance to be heard. And I know that there are some women in this group that I've had conversations with about meditation, and even some of you are current clients of mine. And the conversations that we have had on how transformative meditation can be, I mean, it brings me to tears. Like, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about how transformative it can be when you finally give yourself permission to be heard. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing. So put guided meditation in the comments below if you really would like some help in getting this practice started for yourself. Eventually, what it'll turn into is you'll start to recognize, like, well, I don't really want to listen to the guided meditation. I want to start exploring my own subconscious. I want to start exploring my own mind and see what comes up from that, right? So when I stopped doing my guided meditation, what I transitioned to was I picked some music that I really resonated with, like sound bowls. Oh, I love sound bowls. The sound is just so deep and round. It's not like jarring. And anyways, I have one on Spotify that I really like. So if you guys want the link to the Spotify, I mean, there's no like affiliation with it, but just put sound bowls in the comments and I'll send it to you. So I've transitioned now from the guided meditation to one that is of my own that I can explore. But what I did as I transitioned was I knew that guided meditation like by heart because I had done it for 2 weeks straight. Was I now allowed my subconscious, myself, to explore the same kind of path that the guided meditation had me on, but I just allowed my subconscious to play. And as I sort of took myself on that path of what the guided meditation was doing, I started to discover all these other things that I didn't see before because I was so focused on really retaining the guided meditation and sticking to it, right? Well, once I let that go and I allowed myself to be free to just explore my own subconscious, I started seeing all sorts of cool stuff. Like, it's really, really neat. And I cannot advocate enough how transformative meditation can be. So if you want to get into alignment, if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling confused, if you are feeling frustrated, lack of creativity, anxious, stressed, literally anything, meditate. And there is no wrong way to do it. So how you start your meditation practice and you consistently stick with it is not it's not going to be the same as what your practice looks like a year from now, 2 weeks from now. It's insane how quickly You and your subconscious will evolve when you get into alignment with each other. It's crazy. You like hyperspeed, you just quantum leap. It's nuts. And we're going to be diving a lot deeper in the Branding Academy when it comes to this kind of work, because this is exactly how you pull the essence of you forward into your brand and into your business. So, something else that's hugely valuable for getting into alignment: future self work. So, what do I mean by this? Future self work means you're living from the end result. And there's some practices that you can do to literally place yourself here. So, something like writing a thank you letter to yourself and being really specific. So, I've been getting into a practice where every evening I'm writing a thank you letter to myself right before bed. The reason it's before bed is because while you're sleeping, your subconscious does not know the difference between reality, like what you're seeing in your everyday world, your five senses. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between that and what it dreams about at night. Both are real, both are actually happening in your subconscious. So, writing this thank you letter to yourself right before bed, it puts you in this frame of mind of living from the end result, living from the who I want to be and what I want to have. You've already got them. So, the way you would write this letter is, you would essentially, you could say, thank you, universe, or thank you, God, or whatever you want to say, right? Thank you. Today, I saw myself, or today I was driving in the car that I have always wanted. Thank you. The smell of the leather was just incredible. Today, I was able to book the vacation that I've been dreaming about for the last 5 years. Thank you. I'm so excited to go on this vacation. Like, put in this thank you letter things that are not too far out into the future, right? Things that you could potentially have this month, this year, in the next 3 years, right? Like, be super specific and be grateful. Say thank you for all the things that are in your life right now, as if they're already here. Thank you so much for that new client. I am so grateful that she came into my life. We needed each other at this very moment. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to enrich her life and her enrich mine, right? Like, thank the universe for all the things that it's bringing to you, because they're on their way to you right now. So just grab them, own it, claim that shit, you know? Another way you can do this future work is you can write a letter to your future self. This could be a little further out into the future. This could be 3, 5, 10 years from now, right? You don't want to go too far into the future. We really want to keep this like feeling very, very real to us. And so sometimes if you're like, thank you, I just made $10 million, that doesn't necessarily feel real, right? Like, if you're not already making multiple millions, saying to your future self, like, yay, I just made 10 million, like, that's not as realistic. So and I'm not saying like dampen your excitement of any degree. But when you do this future self work, you really want it to feel super real. So you have to assign things for you in your life that are real, that you know are going to happen for you. But by doing this work and writing these letters, you're essentially like pulling it towards you at like an alarmingly fast rate. So instead of saying like, okay, yeah, I'm totally going to go on that trip, like in the next 10 years, we're going to have that vacation. No, 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 no. Don't be talking like that. Instead, you're talking to your future self. You're writing your thank you letter saying, thank you so much for that trip to Croatia. Thank you so much for that trip to Cancun. I had a blast. I'm so glad that we finally got to go on this vacation as a family, and it was the best time. I cannot wait to book our next trip. Like, think of it in those terms. And I do actually have something for the letter to your future self. I've got some prompts that I will put I'll have them in the body of this so you guys can see it. But essentially, you're going to write a letter to yourself and you're going to put things like, what is it that you want? Like, what does this future self want? What do you wear? How do you act? What do your days look like? Like when you get up in the morning and you run through a day of your future self, that's maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. What does that day look like? And like get really specific. So I'll put these prompts in the body of the post. Lost my train of thought. Let me take a quick sip from this big. All right. So secondly, when we're talking about mapping your success, secondly is optimizing your platforms. So once you've really started to embrace who you are and how to get into alignment with that, then it's time to optimize your socials and your platforms because you want to start showing, right? You want to start sharing. You want to start connecting. Well, how are you going to do that? Optimize your socials. Let them work for you, right? So optimizing your socials, what this does is it makes it really easy for your dream clients to find you. It makes it really easy for the right people to just click through everything you have and buy from you, work with you, connect with you, all the things. So one of the best ways to do this is your Facebook cover photo. Have a call to action on your cover photo that is super clear on where you want to drive traffic to. Like, where is it that you're hanging out and providing value? Get people there. Do you have an email list to nurture all of your people? That way, maybe they're not on socials. Let's get them into the email list. This is a fantastic business model. I highly encourage email marketing because what if socials ever just go poof? You own the email list. So I highly encourage email marketing, but how are you going to get people there? Are you going to be providing a freebie or a lead magnet that people opt into that gets them to your email list? Well, how do they find that freebie? Are you even talking about it? After you made it, did you even share it? Right? It happens all the time. People get so wrapped up in the process and the strategy and the doing that they forget to like actually then go and share and invite people to all the good stuff that you've got going on, you know? So your Facebook cover photo is a great way. It's like a billboard. It's a great way to showcase what it is you've got going on. So you can change this out every month, once a quarter, like whatever works for you. For a little while, I was changing mine every month because I had new things that I wanted to try out. But the one that I have up right now, I think it's been up there for maybe 60 days or so. Like it's a good one. The banner looks really clean. It's super simple. It has one call to action. Done. That's all it needs. It does not need to be crazy complicated. But essentially, let's say you start with your cover photo, well, in that cover photo, someone clicks on it because they like what they see. It says, click here to join my group, click here for glowing skin, click here for anti-age, whatever it is you want people to know about your business or your offer. And it's, some piece of free, valuable resource that you're providing to them. They click, there's a link either to get into your group or to grab the lead magnet, whatever it might be. And that funnel that you take them down, that nurture sequence, that journey that you take them on, it should be really simple. Because as they go through it and as they get exposed to more and more of your information, more of your offers, more ways to work with you, they'll start clicking around out of curiosity or simply out of the sheer fact that they're like, yes, this is my person and I want to work with them. They'll start clicking around and they'll start buying stuff without even talking to you. They'll start getting into your groups or getting onto your email list without even asking because you've made it simple. You've made it a no-brainer, easy to follow process that they can just click, click, click. Oh, ta-da, I'm here. I found it. I found the thing. I bought the thing. I joined the group, like whatever it is you have, right? Optimize your socials. And I'll finish this little part up with make sure that your links work. Make sure they're not broken. Whenever we update lead magnets or, email sequences or, your group or what, anytime you make an update to something, like if you're using Linktree or Milkshake, sometimes those links can get broken. So when you make an update, go test that shit out. Go to your bio. Like if you're always saying link in bio and the link in your bio doesn't go anywhere, no wonder you're not making sales or connecting with people, right? So make sure that your links aren't broken. It's happened to everybody. It happened to me that like somewhat recently, I saw that one of my links was broken and I was like, oh shoot, but I knew how to fix it and I wasn't going to beat myself up about it. Yeah, I probably lost out on some connections and, now it's on top of my mind. And so I'm going to be more present and more aware of anytime I make updates. You got to go check the link, right? Because if you're making calls to action and you're like, yes, that post was so good, that call to action was awesome, I'm totally going to get some sales from this, and then crickets, maybe it's because your link was broken. Like, people are not going to do the work for you. So if you tell them to go click here, do this thing, and it doesn't work, they're not going to message you and be like, hey, that didn't work. I really want your freebie. So can you send it to me? They are not going to do that. They are just going to move on. It's the reality of the situation. Um, so next we're going to talk about your dream client. Who do you serve, right? So on the path to success, as we map it out, right? First comes alignment, getting into alignment. Secondly, optimizing your socials and making it easy for them to find you. Third, who's your dream client? Who are you talking to? Right? This is so important. And this is work, like I mentioned in the beginning, this is work that you're always going to be doing to some degree because as you evolve, so does your dream client. But it is so important to have this top of mind all the time. When you're creating content, who are you talking to? You should be talking to your dream client, like talking to her directly. Do you know her name? Have you assigned a name to her? You don't have to, but it does make it more real. Do you know how old she is? Not an age range, right? This is one person. How old is she? Where does she live? And not just like, oh, she lives in the US. No. What city does she live in? What county does she live in? Right? Like, get so specific. Does she have children? Is she married? What's her income like? Because if your dream client you're talking to is someone who doesn't make a whole lot of money, that's going to be hard to have a business that has high ticket options. That's just reality. So you really have to get clear on, if your dream client is someone who doesn't make a lot of money in their current profession and you're looking to help enrich their life and change their life and, make it better. Well, if they don't have a lot of money to work with, then your offers can't be $10,000, right? So that's why this kind of work is so vital because it really will help you in the long run. It'll help you price your offers. It'll help you create the content and how you speak to them. It's so important. And on top of all of that, there's a couple questions that I really would like you guys to identify the answers for. So when you're thinking about your dream client, who is it that you help, right? So like we were just saying, what's her name? How old is she? What's her profession? Does she have children? Like who is it that you help, right? Next, what do you help them with? What is it that you're helping with, right? Get specific. Get really zoned in on what is it that you help them with. So, for example, for me, who is it that I help? I help female entrepreneurs. What do I help them with? Creating sexy and soulful branding. How do you help them? Well, I do it by mentoring, coaching, training. Why do you help them? I help them because I struggled with that, because I know how important it is to have the essence of you seen in your brand and your business. When you know this about your business and your brand, when you can identify these things, your dream client will start to find you. It'll start happening. Trust me. When you start showing up that way and you start speaking directly to your dream client, because you know she's on the other end of this little box we've got, you know she's on the other end. Speak to the one that you know wants and needs to hear your message. All the others, they'll come into play. But speak to the one. And I would really say, if you're struggling with this dream client work, like I think you can see how passionate I am about this, being very important for you to discover in your business. If your dream client, actually, let's say this. Ask yourself this question. If you were to encounter your dream client today, can you confidently say that she would look at you and recognize you as the solution she's been looking for? It's okay if the answer is no, right? That's where that clarity piece comes into play. But if you can't confidently say that if your dream client came across your page today and if she can't identify you as the solution she's been looking for, then there's still some work to be done. And that's a good thing, right? That's opportunity right there. But that's exactly what the Branding Academy is for. So that's why, doing these trainings, it's such a great way to get you guys familiar with these concepts. So that way, when you do jump into the Branding Academy, you're familiar with all of these types of concepts and really the importance of them. So let's see, we've got two different topics that we're going to wrap up with for the path to success. Next, once you identify your dream client, go to where she's at, right? Yes, she will start to find you, but you got to do some of the legwork too. Go to where she's at. Go into other Facebook groups that have like-minded people, right? If you're inside of a group and you're finding a lot of value in there, odds are your dream client's probably in that group too. Be a valuable resource. Start diving into places of where is she, right? And maybe it's not online. Like you have to have that real conversation with yourself based on the business, the offer, the services that you have. Maybe your dream client isn't always online. Maybe she's in real life and you need to go to coffee shops or go to some networking events, whatever that looks like. But keep an open mind and really be honest with yourself. Where is she hanging out? And if she's hanging out online, why is she online, right? Odds are it's to solve a problem, to a pain point that she has. So get in alignment with that and go find her. And then lastly, connect and support her. If you want your dream clients to truly see you as the solution for the pain points that they are searching for solutions for, connect with them, support them. Something I've been doing lately with a lot of you that have come into the group, and I'm so grateful that you've connected back with me. But something I've been doing lately, because I feel it's so important, is as new people join this group, I've been reaching out personally and asking, how can I support you? What are you doing in your business right now that is working? What are you doing that isn't working? What kind of resources are you looking for? Because I guarantee that I probably have those resources already available via this group or my podcast, or maybe I did a reel about it, or maybe then that gives me the insight to do a training. If enough people are saying, hey, I'm struggling with XYZ, then I'm going to look at that and say, Cool. I'm going to go ahead and do a training on this because clearly there's a need for it. So connect and support your dream client. They're going to tell you exactly what they need if you just give them the space to be heard. Same goes for you with the meditation, right? This all loops back to self awareness and really trusting yourself and getting in alignment with who you are and who you serve. So, your map to success, your path to success, it starts with getting in alignment and self awareness and understanding who you are, who you serve, why you're doing it, right? What are the solutions you're getting for these people? So I hope you found today helpful. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. If you missed any of our past trainings, like last week, we talked about the importance of, it's who you are being that matters when you're doing business. All of those trainings live in the guide section. So head over there. You can binge watch whatever you might have missed in the past. And the Sexy and Soulful Branding Academy is open and taking in enrollees. I am so pumped about this program. It is 100% in alignment with myself, and I know that it is in alignment with the right people. So if you are finding these trainings helpful and you are just yearning for more, put SSB in the comments below and we'll connect one-on-one. It's not going to be an automated message or anything like that. It is me speaking to you so we can really determine if this is the right fit for you. Because some people, let's be honest, they may not be there yet, and that's okay. That's why I do these trainings in the group so we can get you there, right? I want you to get the most out of these trainings as well as the Branding Academy, but where you're at in your journey, it's different than the person next to you, and that's okay. That's a good thing. We all evolve at different rates, but I'm here to support you, and this whole group is here to support you. So I hope you guys found this super helpful, and I'll see you at the next training. Bye.